Hello, guys. This is Corey Osborne from Midi-Chlorian Media.
And Nate Padilla.
And, I'm sorry we've just been gone for a while. It's been kind of a shame, but, life gets busy, life gets crazy. Nate goes on a massive killing spree.
Yeah.
Classic Nate. He just goes all like Friday the 13th. He goes all Jason on people. Is that right?
That's exactly right.
Oh, yeah,
Hide in the woods and just get those teenagers out of the way.
Yeah, especially, he just hates fornication, like teenagers. I love how, just off the bat, I'm extremely inappropriate.
30 seconds into
Yeah, 30 seconds in, I say things that Mama Osborne would not want me to say online. No, the funny thing is my mom was actually like, well, Corey, I'm really interested, and you're like, you want to do podcasts. That's awesome. I want to listen to them. And I'm like, where do I listen to it? And I just didn't answer her question. Because, I just say so many stupid things.
I had a teacher, I'm friends with her on Facebook, and she posted, any good podcasts to listen to? And so I posted our podcast, and I was like, yeah, I have a podcast, you should listen to it, not thinking she was into Star Wars. And then she was all like, yeah, I'll give it a listen, Nate. And I was like, whoops.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. I would love for one of my high school teachers to, listen to the podcast. And by love, I mean I would absolutely hate it. That'd be super awkward for me. Yeah.
All right, well, let's just jump into it.
Let's jump into it. Okay, so while we were gone, Lucasfilm got set on fire. Everything busted into flames. Phil Lord and Chris Miller and Kathleen Kennedy and Lawrence Kasdan. Sorry, I can't pronounce words today. They all, just duked it out, and then Lucasfilm won. And then Lord and Miller are out. And now
Ron Howard
is in. Thank you for reminding me about one of the
Han Solo
greatest directors of all time.
I just remember that he produced the Grinch movie with Jim Carrey. Every time I hear his name, I think of that the preview for the Grinch movie when I saw it as a kid. And I remember that voice name, Ron Howard, the producer of the Grinch.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I'm like, he produced the Grinch.
I love how you bring up stuff like Shark Boy and Lava Girl,
Spy Kids.
Spy Kids, and you also bring up stuff like producer of the Grinch,
the most random thing.
Yeah. Well, anyways, the thing is that he is an excellent director. He does all these amazing things, like he did that one movie where Chris Hemsworth was angry and he was driving. Tom Hanks was an astronaut in one of his movies. I'm trying to, they're all very good movies, very renowned films. But I like him because he's the voiceover guy in Arrested Development. That's my main thing. I'm like, okay. But anyways, what do you think about this news? What do you think about all this crazy studio things happening?
It's just so weird because it's like, okay, who were the two directors before again?
Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the guys of Lego Movie fame and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and 21 and 22 Jump Street.
Okay, so they decided on a script with Kathleen Kennedy
and Lawrence Kasdan. Yeah,
they shot majority of it,
80%,
and then all of a sudden they just drop out. So I'm just curious of what actually happened that pushed them over the line.
You see, I feel like they had a typical high school relationship. That's what I feel like that's what Lucasfilm. No, I'm not kidding. That's what I feel like Lucasfilm and Phil Lord and Chris Miller. And this has actually been said online. This isn't an original thing that I'm saying. I think that they both put their best foot forward. I think that they showed the best parts of themselves to each other.
Right.
But they really just, I felt like they really just, but then when they were actually together, they started to actually know each other. And then things just went awry. And I love Phil Lord and Chris Miller, but I have to say that I was excited when they were put on because I'm like, wow, that's a unique way to take it. But that's kind of weird. And now I'm thinking about it, and now that I'm getting reports of how it almost seemed more like an Ace Ventura movie opposed to a Han Solo film, I was like, okay, I don't want this to be a parody. But at the same time, it's just if it didn't work before, why didn't they fire them at the beginning of production?
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't make sense.
That's what I'm thinking.
It really
Because
doesn't make sense.
they decided on a script, and like probably I'm assuming they decided on a tone just as much, and all of a sudden like 80% half through it, it's just like, nah. And like I'm just curious if like, okay, when that movie ends, is it going to be like directed by Ron Howard and like
I'm pretty sure legally through like the Film Guild or like the like Cinema Guild or whatever it's called. I'm pretty sure legally they have to be in the credits. I think they have to be credited as
like 3 directors
exactly
for this one.
And also they can legally do their own director's cut because of how much they've shown.
True.
Or how much they shot of the film, which is crazy. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure somewhere in like some back room, like boardroom, Lucasfilm is shoving money at Phil and Chris, saying, "Hey, don't make it, don't make it."
For real.
Even though it would probably like make a lot of money, but all I want is I just really want a documentary about what went down. Like that would be that I'd dig that because I'm a huge doc fan. Like I love me a good documentary. The people. O.J. Simpson, Made in America, really good. You know,
that's
really
the one
good.
With Cuba Gooding Jr. Isn't it?
No, well, no. Okay, that one. Okay, that's actually that's O.J. Simpson, American Crime Story.
Oh yeah, no,
and that's on FX, and that's amazing too. But there's an actual documentary that somebody won an Oscar for, like the guy who made it won the Oscar for best documentary feature, and it's incredible. It's a really good one.
Gotcha. So,
but yeah, let's get back on Star Wars.
We need like a George Lucas versus like, or Lucasfilm versus
Phil and Chris. Phil and Chris. Phil and Chris. No, and the thing is that it's like, you know, I love Phil Lord and Chris Miller. They're masterful directors. But, you know, if your tone, I don't want a Han Solo film that's just like, "Libbida-doo, I'm Han Solo,
right?
Shikada-shoo, ba-ba-da-ba." Like, it's...
And then Donald Glover being Donald Glover and being all funny and stuff.
Well, I think that's still inspired casting, in my opinion. I think that's excellent casting.
It is, yeah.
Like, Donald Glover, what a smooth and cool guy. Have you ever watched, let me see... This is funny. I was, like, dragged to see Magic Mike 2, and it was just completely... garbage, and it was the worst thing ever. But Donald Glover, he was like a smooth dude and really cool in it, and I was like, wow. I was like, that guy can be guy can be Lando. He really can be.
Right.
But yeah.
No, like for me though, Donald Glover being Lando is just like, it blows my mind because I've been watching Donald Glover since like the beginning. Not beginning of like when he was on Community, like
no, yeah, when he was on YouTube.
When he started, for those of you who don't know, he had a YouTube channel with like a couple other guys called Derek Comedy. They made super inappropriate, hilarious, funny videos. Mm-hmm. And I've been watching Donald Glover since then. And then I watched him on Community, and then you know any films he's been in, I've seen and stuff. And
he's gonna be the new Spider-Man film.
He is.
Yeah, I'm seeing that at the Alamo on Friday. It's gonna be pretty lit.
I'm going tomorrow.
You're going tomorrow?
Yeah,
dude. Why didn't you invite me?
You want to come?
Nah, I feel like I'd be betraying the friends that I already decided to go with on Friday.
All right.
And plus, I'd probably be all like, I want to talk about it, and I want to be able to talk about it, so I'll probably just sit that one out. But thanks for the delayed invite.
Yeah,
I'm feeling the love. No, it's okay. We can watch Thor Ragnarok when it comes on, like that premiere or anything like that.
I'm down.
But anyways, you know,
we're getting really off
topic, but that's okay because we know you love us. If you're listening to this, you care enough about both of us, and you just like us for us anyways. So
back to the Han Solo. So another thing that kind of, you know, set the fire to Lucasfilm was they had to hire an acting coach.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I understand why people are freaking out about this, but that's normal. That's very, very normal.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Sometimes when on a set, a person isn't getting the right people are misinterpreting the director's direction, or they're just not jiving well with what the studio's doing, because Alden Ehrenreich can act. He can act well. If you've ever seen Hail Caesar, he's amazing. He's awesome. And he's just a fine actor. He's probably just not giving the performance that they want him to. And you know why that's probably the case? Because they had a director that they weren't they had directors that they weren't happy with.
That makes sense.
So he's probably stuck in this mode, and they're probably like, no, this is what we want you to do now. We don't want that Han Solo. We want this Han Solo, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I first heard the news, I thought, okay, either like, you know, he's not doing his job right, and they had to come in, they had to bring someone in to, you know, help him out, like you just said. Or what I thought was, like, maybe there's just, like, a scene that's so, like, pivotal, and they had to get just right.
Yeah.
But they had to bring, like, somewhat of a guidance in.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. My emotions for this Han Solo movie is just so, like, mixed. Because I'm worried about it.
I don't even want to see it at this point anymore, to be completely honest
Really?
with you. Like, okay, I'll, you know me, I will be there on Thursday night, and I'll be like, yes, Han Solo!
With a Han Solo shirts and cups.
Exactly. My Solo cup, I'll just bring some beer into the... I'll bring beer, even though, no, you can drink in movie theaters now, so that's a little different. But anyways, yeah, I'll be there. Like, I'm just acting pissy right now about it. But it's my main gripe with the whole thing. I don't want an Obi-Wan Solo film. I don't want a Han Solo film. Like these anthology or Star Wars stories. I don't want those because I know those characters already.
Yeah.
I like the fact that we did like the Rogue One I didn't really like Rogue One all that much, but I loved the fact that we like followed all these new characters in a world that we'd never really seen before, in an angle that we hadn't seen it before. And I just want a Knights of the Old Republic movie or something like, or like an X-Wing Squadron movie, even like characters that I can love, like new characters that my kids will like watch those movies and be like, wow, I love this dude and I love that thing. I'm like, wow, that character didn't even exist when I was a kid, like, and stuff like that. Like, I just want them to do new things, and I understand looking back at characters that we love, but I just find it extremely unnecessary. Like, especially with the Han Solo. Like, I understand Obi-Wan is warranted, but I think a part of that is like, what's Obi-Wan gonna do for a 2-hour movie?
Right.
I'm sitting down in Tatooine. I'm hanging out here. I have the high ground as I'm looking at Luke, and I have the high ground.
Again.
Looking at a Skywalker. Anakin, Luke, I have the high ground. I hate you. I hate you, Ben.
No, like, I don't know, like, I'll be honest, like, I'm not a Han Solo, like, fanboy. I've never been, like, head over heels for him. I guess it's just because it's one of the characters I didn't really ever, like, relate to in the Star Wars universe. So, like, I mean, I'm definitely, yes, interested. Like you said, I'm going to be there. It's Star Wars. But...
Plus, I'm just interested in the talent. You know, the talent. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, that's fine. And also, Donald Glover.
Donald freaking Glover.
That's another reason to go see it.
What a dude.
If you're not a Star Wars fan, at least go for that reason.
Yeah, dude. I know, okay, honestly, the ladies love Glover. And I think that there will probably be a swarm of ladies who have very good taste in men, like, who love Donald Glover. Because honestly, that's like my goal, to look like Donald Glover. if I could totally, like, plastic surgery myself to like a crazy place, I would totally make myself look like Donald Glover. And here's me again saying something really stupid during this podcast that I need to stop. Anyways.
Well, if it makes you feel better, if I could transform to any man the ladies would swoon over, it would be Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp? But he's such like...
I mean,
he's so crappy though. Like, he just doesn't seem... Like, the thing is, okay, well, he's a good-looking guy. But he just does a lot of, like, sketchy things, in my opinion. Let's probably edit this part out. Let's get back.
We're so, like, off. Like, we're so getting... It's been a long day. I was in the sun all day today.
I've been working a ton of, like, I don't want to talk about my job on here because, you know, that would probably be problematic if somebody listened to it. Anyways, so
you don't really, like, you care, but you don't care to see the Han Solo.
Yeah, I just feel like it's just dumb that, like, I don't know. When they said that we're doing solo films I was like, okay, we're gonna do like an anthology series about avenue or like places in the universe that we just never saw before, and it's a ton of stuff that we've seen before and stuff that we like read between the lines. Like, of course, Han and Lando met. We don't have to see how they met. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, like, it's
especially with that Obi-Wan film. Like, honestly, like I understand why it would be cool, like with the lightsaber and all that jazz, and he'll be cool because he's a Jedi, but it's not necessary. We know that he would just looked at Luke, and the thing is, it would probably be bad for the story of Star Wars if you think about it, because it was so effective. The fact that it was the fact that Obi-Wan just stayed there, a Jedi, when he could have intervened, but he did what was the most important. Right, he stayed there and he kept watch.
Well, I only think I would love to see a Kenobi solo film, but I think the only good reason for that would be to, let's just say, Rey is a Kenobi. They could explain that in the solo film, but they could also explain that in a flashback in Episode 9.
But Star Wars doesn't really do flashbacks. They do, like, force-backs. Well, no, but no, like, what else can I call it?
Yeah, I mean, they, or they could explain, like Obi-Wan did in Episode 4, like, your father was a Jedi, but then he got killed by, they could do that. So they, almost like the Kenobi film's almost even, like, pointless,
I feel ya. What makes me sad, though, is the fact that it's impossible for Duchess Satine to really be Obi-Wan's or Rey's mom, because did you watch the Clone Wars at all?
Not yet.
I low-key just, like, spoiled a part for, like, everybody. But that's okay.
That's fine.
Because Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan and
doesn't he, like, fall in love or something?
He falls in love,
right?
And then Darth Maul totally just murders her.
Yeah,
and it was so emotional.
That Rey theory video I told you about, it's on there. He brings that up in the Rey theory video. So you didn't spoil anything actually for me. Maybe for anyone else, but not for me.
Whoever takes the time to listen to this podcast.
So I know I asked you this before, but I kind of want to get your more thoughts on this.
Yeah,
in the Han Solo film, do you think we're going to see him make the Kessel Run?
Yeah. I think that'd be a really fun climax to a film.
That's what I
where he's like, thinking. I need to get away from Jabba and his cronies. Do that dang dear Kessel Run.
My theory or thought was that he was going to get himself into some trouble like Han Solo is.
Like classic.
And then bet like on the Falcon and be like, I bet I could do the Kessel Run and blah blah.
Under the amount of parsecs, why can't I think about how many parsecs he did it in? I feel like I'm a terrible Star Wars fan sometimes because I just forget random things. And I feel like if more people watched or listened to this podcast,
12.
Yeah, I feel like people would be like,
these guys aren't nerds. I'm unsubscribing right now, you losers.
Unsubscribed. Stupid.
But no, I think that's going to be the climax of the whole movie is him getting into some trouble because he's Han Solo.
Yeah.
He's getting into some trouble and then make the Kessel Run and then win the Falcon. And then be like, let's go get a drink at the Cantina bar, Chewie. And then,
Chewie, what you don't drink anymore, Chewie? After that time in Dagobah? No.
Come on, she wasn't that ugly.
Okay, well that was something. Okay, so I'm gonna shift the focus a little bit here. What did you think about those Vanity Fair covers?
I love them. I have two of them. We have one of them right in front of us right now. It's the one with Luke and Rey on it. I also bought the one with Kylo Ren and Captain Phasma and the Ginger. Yeah, it's like in the middle of the magazine if you want to open it up. I first thought the whole magazine was just gonna be about Star Wars when I first got it.
Well, yeah.
And then I started reading and I opened it up. I'm like, oh, this is just like it has a really big issue. I haven't read anything in there except for like these little caption things they have on the side. But I haven't read anything because I'm still scared of spoilers.
Yeah, no, same here.
But the way I look at it, it's like, okay, this is what Lucas. I always want to say George Lucas. Lucasfilms wants us to see. It's okay for us to see this, so I can look at them.
Yeah.
Same with the trailers and stuff. This is like the stuff we're okay. It's all good to look at, but
you see the way I see it. I trust Lucasfilm, but I don't trust Disney. Okay, and granted, Disney's a wonderful distributor. I love that they're making Star Wars films right now, and I think it's amazing. But they cut their trailers in very spoilerific ways.
Oh gosh!
Like, think about Marvel stuff. Think about everything. Like, I really want to see Spider-Man: Homecoming, but I feel like I've seen the entire movie because of the trailer.
Well,
that happened. I feel like that happened with The Force Awakens.
Well, there's one thing, and I won't say it, but I'll butcher it here. There's one thing in one of the trailers that they say that I think it's a key plot point to the Spider-Man movie that I'm just like, well, I know what's going to happen now.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you gonna do?
But the thing is that getting back to the covers. Annie Leibovitz, the lady who does these photography for this, she used to be a photographer for Rolling Stone. She actually took the last photo, last professional photos of John Lennon. And different things like that, hours before he was shot.
Jeez.
I just think that's crazy. It was him and Yoko Ono, but
I did not know that.
Yeah, funny Beatle fact. But they're she took all these pictures and they're just incredible. They're so amazing, and I want to get right to these things. What do you think about the new characters? First we have Laura Dern, my girl from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
She looks all regal. She's Vice Admiral Amelin Haldo. I hope that I'm not butchering that. But what do you think she does? She works for the Resistance. She doesn't look like she does. But I'm guessing she was probably off-world while the Hosnian system got all...
And for those who haven't seen this picture yet, she is decked out in this pinkish purple everything. Hair,
she's
dress.
looking good. Seriously, she's looking real pink. She's all yo, I'm here.
But she's for the Resistance.
Yeah, she is.
Huh.
I think that's just she looks cool. I don't have much to say about her, to be honest. But what I really have something to say is about Benicio del Toro. And his name is JD. And his name is not JD. Or DJ. It's DJ. They say it's DJ, but it's not DJ. You want to know what it is? It's Dark Jedi. I'm calling it. He's a Dark Jedi. Confirmed. Corey said it right here.
Let me look at this a little bit better. I can see the dark Jedi.
Honestly, and what if he's Rey's dad?
He looks like a homeless
What
man
if he's Rey's pops? What if he's a deadbeat Jedi dad?
He looks like,
Deadbeat Jedi dad.
I really do hope whoever Rey's parents is way out left field.
I just hope that it's interesting. That's the only thing.
I hope it's great, way out left field, and just amazing. We're going to be like, what? And just,
I just want it to be good storytelling. I don't care if it's somebody who I don't know. It just has to be good storytelling. And I think Rian Johnson is an excellent storyteller, so I think it'll work.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I can see. He looks like...
he looks so swaggin' in that picture, too.
Yeah.
Swaggin' waggin'.
He just, it looks like he's, a rebel, you know, I'm trying to,
I don't know if I know where his allegiances lie, though, just by, how he looks in this picture, though, you know?
Right.
What
else do we got here? We got picture of all these kind of, background extra characters.
Oh, look, it's the Senate. Or not the Senate. It's that's... Yeah. I think that's really cool, because they're, they're exploring different places in the universe, which I really appreciate. Apparently this is a casino, or this is a casino planet type.
Yeah.
And it's going to be one of those more city-like things Coruscant, a lot of places. It's going to be more like that, but I think it's going to be a darker stuff. And it just looks cool.
I just realized that guy was there.
For those of you who haven't seen this picture, it's just a group of all these aliens, and there's a random dude with glasses. He's just sitting there. It's hysterical.
And he's hidden too behind some lady's dress.
He's just
I never noticed.
He's just I'm here.
But
like,
no,
you
yeah.
know, I could just picture Annie Leibovitz color grading and editing this picture and being like, what? What? This guy's here?
And then we have that. We have another guy. He
looks less random.
He looks less random, but he's holding like a
I
little
think those are
puppet.
the creature creators. They have to be.
Yeah, and then we got Lady
Some
Gaga.
of these guys, Lady Gaga. Well, Lady Gaga was in Star Wars, confirmed. And like a lot of these, this is just some exceptional creature work.
Yeah,
like this is all practical effects.
I do get that really cool, rich, like weird, rich people, fancy vibe, and looks like they're still staying to the practical stuff,
which I dig. I'll always dig. Like CGI has its place.
Right.
Its place is not recreating Princess Leia.
Nope. And then what else we got in here? We
got Rey and Chewie in the cockpit,
and I believe that's not Peter Mayhew.
It isn't. It's the guy who did most of the action scenes for Force Awakens.
Yeah,
and he's also going to be in the Han Solo film as well. I believe.
Yeah, I also think he's going to be in Episode 8. I don't know if he's going to do the action scenes for Episode 8.
No, I was saying this guy was doing. Yeah, this guy is probably in. This guy is like Peter. Like God bless Peter Mayhew. But Peter Mayhew is just not really. He's gotten a lot older, and he's not necessarily the most like he has a lot of health issues.
Yeah,
so I don't think it's
because of his height. This is mainly because of his height. I know he had knee surgery recently. I know for really tall people, they always get back problems the older they get, and I think it's just getting to him now. But
didn't you meet Peter Mayhew?
I did meet Peter Mayhew.
He's a nice guy.
He didn't say a word to me. It's really weird. This is my experience meeting Peter Mayhew.
Okay.
So I met him at Kansas City Planet Comic Con, and he's just like in a different world. It's kind of weird. Like
it's probably because of how tall he is.
Yeah,
that's like a joke, but not a joke. Like, no, you understand what I say. He
sat at his table the whole time, didn't stand up or anything, and I understand why. And he's kind of like hunched. He was kind of like hunched back and just signing stuff. Didn't say a word, and like. I was like, hey, can I get a picture of Peter Mayhew? And they're like, yeah, and pay to get the picture taken. And they like went up to him and he's like, Peter Mayhew, like this gentleman wants a picture with you. And he smiled and like nodded his head. And then I was cosplaying as Kylo Ren. So he looks at me like up and down, kind of giving me this funny like dirty look, and everyone starts laughing. And then he like looks at the camera like he's like afraid of me. That's my picture with Peter Mayhew.
That's great.
But I mean, it was cool just to, be like, wow, I kind of met Peter. I mean, like, I did, but didn't say anything to him.
Yeah, I feel. But no, I completely understand how, he probably ran into that situation a bunch of times that day and just didn't really feel like chatting or anything like that. So I definitely get that. I need to stand closer to the mic. I'm veering away. Sorry. But
we got Rey running with a lightsaber.
Rey. Yeet, yeet.
Still using the blue.
My favorite. She's amazing.
She is.
Honestly, Daisy Ridley is amazing, and I am just so impressed with her. I'm impressed, and I'm really glad that Hollywood's giving her work as well.
Right.
Because I really just don't want her to become, like, obscure. You know what I mean? Like how somebody will do Star Wars, and then they'll become obscure. Like Carrie Fisher.
Right.
And kind of Mark Hamill. Like, a lot of nerds still knew what Mark Hamill was doing because of his voice stuff, but nobody knew what Carrie Fisher was doing.
Right.
Even though she was releasing some amazing books and different things like that. But I really don't want Daisy Ridley because she's like, she's in that new, like, Murder on the Orient Express movie, and she looks amazing in that. And she's, I'm trying to think. She's in another film that's coming out soon, and I'm trying to think about it. Some sci-fi film. I love how it's like a sci-fi film that's going to be coming out like in the next 2 years or something like that. And J.J. Abrams is directing it.
Nice.
So I'm really excited for her career because she's amazing.
Right. Yeah. I love that. Not so much for the Han Solo movie, but most of the time Star Wars cast like unknown people, and then they turn out to be like these amazing people. They're just, unknown.
Yeah. I'd say that Alden Ehrenreich's pretty unknown. Like, the only thing that I've ever seen him in, it was Hail Caesar. When Hail Caesar is an okay film, he was definitely the best part of Hail Caesar. So, yeah.
Right, and then we got, this is Captain Phasma, Kylo Ren, and the ginger guy. I can't remember his
Hux.
name. Hux.
I already said it before,
Oh my
man.
gosh.
Hux. No, dude. I get it. He's probably the more forgettable. Or actually, okay. Phasma is definitely the... okay. He's definitely the most forgettable, but I remember his character qualities more than Phasma, because Phasma didn't really even have a character in The Force Awakens, and hopefully that changes in the next film, because Gwendolyn Christie is a masterclass actor. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And I just like this picture. What do you like?
I like
elaborate it.
I'm still not a huge fan of them fixing Kylo Ren's scar, because you can see it in here.
Yeah, the scar isn't canon.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
scar.
like, okay, I agree with you, and I don't. Because the scar was placed in a really dumb place. The scar placement in The Force Awakens was just dumb. And, like, I think it should have been what Rian Johnson put it as anyways. But at the same time, I'm like, guys, you already established it. Don't muddy the canon. But when it comes down to it, I just care that The Last Jedi... I just want The Last Jedi to be a good movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want it to be better than The Force Awakens.
And I loved it. I love The Force Awakens, but I just want this movie to be better, because I recognize what The Force Awakens is.
Yeah.
Like, it's a softcore reboot with excellent characters and amazing writing.
Right.
I'm not gonna... They played it safe, but now I want them to continue the lore of Star Wars and shift things and challenge me and change my perspective on things. And I think they will, considering the fact they have the first books seen in Star Wars films. Yeah. Like, they have the first paper books, which means that this stuff is ancient, which means they're gonna I feel like this thing, they're gonna blow our minds with this new lore, and I really want it to. And the problem is I need to gauge my expectations, though. Like, I can't be like, this is gonna be the best movie ever. I know, because everybody who hates The Force Awakens came in going, this is gonna be the best movie ever, because it wasn't the best movie ever. No movie is. And
I also think people who hate The Force Awakens
are dumb. I'm kidding. No,
just
my
like,
best friend.
I think they just like. I think sometimes they go, and like, with the attitude of, I'm gonna hate this movie. And then they just want to be, proven right or whatever. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I was actually talking to one of my coworkers today. I found out she was like a nerd too, which is weird because like she's like
date her. What? Just kidding.
She's married and has kids, so
date her.
Anyways, we were talking about Star Wars, and she was like, I thought The Force Awakens was okay, but I loved Rogue One, and I was just like, I feel the exact opposite. I'm like, I loved The Force Awakens, but I loved Rogue One, but like,
and that's what I'm saying. Okay, I feel like there's
leaving.
2 types of Star Wars fans, and if you're in any of these groups, there's nothing wrong about it. There's the people who love Star Wars for the characters and how the mythos and how it makes you feel, and I feel like those are the people who enjoy The Force Awakens. But the people who love the action in Star Wars mostly, I feel like that's the reason why they like Rogue One. And some people might be offended by that. Some people might get mad and be like, what? You just think that I like Michael Bay movies and boo 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 and action? But no, it's really a preference thing. Like, that's kind of what I realized there, because I notice that. And I do acknowledge that Rogue One has the best action set piece out of any Star Wars film. Like, that last 30 minutes of that film and the Vader scene in that film is incredible. Yeah. Excellent cinema. Probably one of the best scenes that I've seen in a Star Wars film. Awesome stuff. But like, there's so much character in The Force Awakens. The new characters were just incredible, and the writing was so on point with the dialogue with the characters, and I really enjoyed them.
What I just can't wait to see is, after The Last Jedi comes out, we'll understand what Daisy Ridley said when she said that it's very obvious who her parents are in The Force Awakens. Because she says that, and every fanboy, Star Wars fan or not, just went like, wait, what?
What?
Went to the chalkboard, started doing, analysis.
There's that really funny picture of Charlie Day from Always Sunny. It's like me when Daisy Ridley says it's obvious who Rey's parents are. Actually says that, and he's like, what? And he's doing his theorizing. Oh gosh.
No. So what else we got? We got
the Resistance. We got Poe Dameron, and we got Finn, my boy Finn,
Rose.
And we got Rose. We got BB-8, and they have our lovely Princess and General, Leia, you know, gosh, it just really sucks
I know.
that she passed away.
I know.
Like, it's that is still just so damn sad.
I feel like, I don't know, it feels so weird because, like, the last, I hate to sound like a dick when I say this, the last few celebrities who've passed away, I'm just like, oh, I knew who they were, but I'm not really, like, I never, like, were, like, invested in their work.
Yeah, I get that, what you mean.
But, like, and then, like, I'm just, like, kind of laughing to myself, like, okay, none of my celebrities died, and then, like, Princess Leia died. I'm just like, no! I hate you! I hate you! They had the high ground this time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like life and just addiction and having and struggling in your life had the high ground. And that's just a sad thing. Because it's super sad when you are, like, a lot of people tend to victim blame when they get into, like Carrie Fisher, because they did find, I don't know if you heard, but they did find drugs in her system with the autopsy and different things like that. So, like, people tend to be like, well, she should have, but that's an illness, man. Addiction is an illness. And I know this is really random for a Star Wars podcast, but if you need help, don't feel the need to not reach out to people. You know, that's one thing that I say. And love each other. You don't know when people are going to be gone, so help them out and be vigilant.
You don't know what someone's been going through or has gone through.
Exactly.
You know?
And let's get back on a cheery note and less like more note. But I just like one quick. I want to talk about the picture though. I just think that it's a really neat I just think it's a neat picture because it shows our resistance crew. It looks at our boss. You see the pet. Or like the little brother at BB-8 just chilling doing his thing, and I just think it's an excellent way to like kind of set up the adventure that Finn and Poe and Rose are going to go
right on. And one thing I noticed about these pictures, I think they perfectly describe the tone of what this movie's going to be. And I know John Boyega, like I said, it's going to be a much darker Star Wars film.
Yeah,
and that's definitely the tone for these, you know, last few pictures. That it's like they're darker pictures. Let's see. I think there's a few pictures we skipped over, didn't look at yet. We have a few behind the scenes photos. There's one with Mark Hamill, Kathleen Kennedy, Ryan Johnson, Carrie Fisher, and then a dog. Two dogs.
I think that might be Gary there?
Gary's right there.
Okay, Gary's there, and I'm pretty sure that's Ryan Johnson's dog.
Okay.
I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's Ryan Johnson's dog.
Yeah.
If not, it's probably Mark Hamill's
Or Kathleen's.
I don't know if it's Kathleen.
Or just a dog.
She seems like a cat person.
She does.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fun picture.
Yeah.
I really do, because it's just like, just chilling.
Just chilling.
And I'm pretty sure that looks very candid. Like, honestly, I feel like they were just talking. And Annie was like, oh, snap, snap.
It looks like Mark Hamill, it looks like Ryan Johnson said something very clever. Mark Hamill's like, oh, you. The way his hands are on his belt, he's like looking down, he's like, oh, you.
Oh, you kiddo. And I feel like Kathleen is like done with whatever Ryan just said. And Carrie also looks rather amused. And then there's a photo below it.
And it's
the droids.
Droids. Anthony Daniels unmasked, but he's in a C-3PO costume. R2 and BB-8, and then the crew looks like, I'm going to assume the practical effects crew or something.
Yeah, just like the creature the puppeteers, all that jazz.
Glad to see R2 still. I hope they do something more with R2 in Episode 8 as well.
I really hope. That was one thing that really annoyed me with The Force Awakens, though. Like, I know I was just, I love the movie, but that's one thing that I just got so mad at, because it's like, oh, R2, he just woke up.
Yeah, the perfect timing.
And I'm like, guys, it's just a shame.
Yeah, no movie's perfect. So.
Exactly.
And then we have Adam Driver doing the weirdest pose of a lightsaber.
Yeah, it's weird, but it still looks freaking cool. Metal.
But I mean, it looks like he's about to it looks like he's in a black metal band.
Honestly, that's kind of the point.
But yeah, he's Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. He's just such a good villain. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell in this picture more. It's kind of dark, but his cape has changed to more of an actual cape than I don't know what you want to call it, like gown dress.
Yeah, no, yeah, I you could call it that.
That. And then we have
A bunch of pictures that are gonna make me cry.
yeah. When I saw these, I was just like, oh, come on.
I got like hecka misty-eyed seeing the one with Mark Hamill and Carrie just hugging each other.
And then there's one also with Carrie Fisher hugging her daughter, which is like kind of weird. Kind of like not like in the sense of like, yeah, that's her mother, not in that sense, but in the sense of like Billy Lord's character was just like an extra background, had 2 lines character, and then like she's here posing with her mother, which is obvious reasons why. But for like someone who doesn't know they're related, they're probably like, who's that character? Yeah, you know, what's her significance in the next movie? But like literally, like so far as we know, like nothing. She's just for the resistance with.
No, yeah, I understand that, but it's just neat. Like, I really think these pictures are beautiful, and they're just personify, you know, the love that these people have for each other, because Mark Hamill and Carrie are very close, and obviously she's close to her daughter, and I just thought that they perfectly personify that, you know, that love.
This picture is like so good. I would get this framed.
Honestly, me too.
I would get that framed. I don't even
and
care,
he's pointing, by the way, he's pointing at the one with Mark Hamill and Carrie.
Yeah.
When he says that. And, like, I agree. And plus, there's a really cool picture where it has them doing a similar pose in their costumes. And I think that's why this was inspired like this, actually. They did a similar pose of them when they were younger, after they shot, I think it was after they shot Empire.
Yeah.
Or while they're shooting Empire. And then
they recreated
it, and it's just cool stuff. And now this is
and that's the
and
end.
Now the Vanity Fair, as we turn the page, is irrelevant.
Yeah, the rest of actually just rip out the rest of the pages and keep those in.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the kind of, I guess that was our weird review of the Vanity Fair so far. I haven't, like I said, I haven't read anything on it because I'm afraid of spoilers. Probably when the movie comes down, I see it, I'll go back and read it all and everything like that, and then like find out there are tons of spoilers in it or none, and I just worried myself for nothing. But yeah, like,
no, I totally get what you mean, man. So let's get into a little discussion here.
Okay,
just a mini discussion.
All right,
and my mini discussion, what it entails. What do you want to see in the Force, or what do you want to see in The Last Jedi?
I just want,
like, I know, like, the thing is, you can't, like, get yourself too, like, hung on to, like, your idea, because no offense to you, Nate, and no offense to myself, we don't know what's best for Star Wars.
Right, we don't.
Like, we really don't. But what would you want?
I just, honestly, this is what I could go into detail, what I want and stuff like that, but honestly, what I want for the Last Jedi is to be better than The Force Awakens in general, but I want, you know, more clues, because I really love the mystery of who Rey actually is. So more clues of who Rey is, even if they don't reveal her parents, just more clues to give us ideas.
Yeah.
I just want to see an excellent movie that's gonna just blow my mind, really.
That's cool.
I would love to see, like, some little things I would love to see. Like, I would love to see Luke fight someone. I don't even care who it is. It could be Kylo Ren.
I just feel like that would be so amazing.
Yeah,
it has to be amazing.
Yeah, it could be Kylo Ren. It could be Snoke. That's what I would love to see. Snoke in person. What Snoke actually looks like. That's one thing I would love to see. Because I heard
I mistakenly looked at like a Lego thing of what he looks like, and I don't want to spoil it. And like I the thing is, I looked at like it for a brief moment, and I was like, nope.
Yeah,
and I was like, nope. Not spoiling this for me.
I mean, like, I heard that he's supposed to be like 8 feet tall or something, or 8 or 9 feet tall. I would love to see him like showing up on that island and
that'd just
like,
be so
and
cool.
just being like, "Arr," and Luke being like, "Oh no," and then and battle out for a while.
Oh no, like exact dialogue. You should write these movies. Oh no! Oh
no! But no, I would love to see that. I would love to see the Knights of Ren actually take action.
Yeah.
I would love to see what happened in that Force vision Rey had with the Jedi Temple coming down. And I'm pretty sure we'll get that answer too.
Yeah.
But those are just kind of real quick what I want to see.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to do a real quick and I already kind of mentioned it. I just want to expand on the lore. And I just want like I want my brain to be kind of like challenged, you know, like I want this to change the status quo of like what a Star Wars film means. And I know that's like so much to ask for. But, and I know, and I'm going to gauge my expectations. I'm going to go in and I'm going to be like, this is going to be the worst movie ever. And I'm going, like, I know it won't be the worst.
Yeah.
But
the best thing I can say, not only for you and for just anyone going into Last Jedi, wanting a good movie, it's just, I'm going to quote Luke Skywalker here, breathe. Just breathe.
Yeah.
And just go in with, like, almost no expectations and just sit there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
And just... And if you loved it and it was great, then, you know, if you hate it, well, then you're not a real Star Wars fan. Here.
Oh, yeah. You're not a real Star Wars fan. But that's what I love. Like, I'm like, shout out to the Collider Jedi Council group. I love most of you guys. If you guys are listening to this, if you guys are not, I don't care. But I love so many of you guys, but it grinds my gears when anybody tells me that I'm not a real Star Wars fan because of an opinion that I have.
Yeah.
Like, guys, and I'm saying this for everybody in general, not just the group that I talk about here. I just, like, realize that happens occasionally in that group. But the beauty of Star Wars is how different it is and how, like, you could go into different avenues of it. And so many people like it for different reasons. So let's just be friendly and let's just love each other because we're great fans and different stuff like that. And we're part of a fandom that's amazing. And I just use the word fandom and I hate that, to be completely honest. But that's okay. Because, like, sometimes fandoms are just annoying to me.
Right.
But, you know, I feel.
Yeah. All right, well, that's a wrap, right?
Yeah, we should probably just wind this on down. And I'm Corey Osborne.
I'm Nate Padilla.
And may the Force be with you. Always.
Midi-Chlorian Media
Out.